Make some noise right now!
Enter! Podcast and Chill Network in association with Grandior presents the Road to 1 Million Subscribers event on the 30th of July 2023 at SUNBET AREANA in Pretoria. Lineup includes Kabza the Small, MacG, Musa Keys, Mpop Pops, Celeste Ntuli, Eugene Koza, and Robert Boy. This fun-filled event will include comedy, music performances, as well as a live audience conversation with MacG, Sol Penduka, and the Ghost Lady. Tickets are now available on Cricket from 295 rands. Doors open at 6 p.m. Food and drinks sold at the venue. Come and join a milestone celebration of Black excellence with Podcast and Chill Network.
That was a loud clap.
Very
I think that was the loudest I've ever heard.
That is, I'm doing better.
And why is only one today?
Because you want three.
Nah, but
1 3.
You want a treble clap.
Yep.
That's two. That's enough.
that's enough.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's enough. That's the league and the FA Cup. Let's leave other things out of it.
Last season
I'm
stuff.
angry, actually.
Wow.
You know what I think happened? First of all, I think that the Financial Fair Play Bureau that's busy investigating City
Yeah.
is busy looking at the books for various transactions of players, sponsorship, salaries, things like that. What they're not taking into account is any payments made into two bank accounts.
Jack Grealish.
Megan the Stallion, because they paid her to get into Rom's head. Okay. And Kim Kardashian, who got into Saka's head earlier in the season. Those are the two accounts that a Man City should be investigated on.
I see.
Because I think those two superstars got paid big money to...
Speaking of big money, did you read up about the... So this is how... I think football has gone to the dogs, guys. Honestly. Right? So
Okay.
Newcastle, their shirt sponsor for next season, is a company that is owned by the by the company that owns Newcastle.
And aren't they an agency, or they were issued as the agency to
Yes.
find a sponsor?
Yes, and they found the sponsor within the company that owns Newcastle. But what the hell is that?
How different is it to Man City's Etihad sponsor?
But
That's less directly linked, I suppose.
Yes, we did speak about this the other week, right?
touched on it.
On some, does the Sheikh own parts of Etihad? We don't know. He could.
Most probably. Yeah.
But is that really that unfair when you look at Manchester United make more off of a sponsor with less success in trophy history than what those teams make off of a sponsor, even though it's external?
But like a Team Viewer, for example, I think those are the primary
the current,
Man United sponsors. They American owned, are they not?
I would like to think.
Yeah.
Do the Glazers have shares in that company?
I guess we never know.
It's an interesting...
But why is the spotlight only on the money that is coming from that side of the world?
What do you mean? Which side? The
Middle
Arabian
East.
side or
Yeah.
the US
The Arabian
side?
side, yeah.
Because they just ruining everything. They're ruining golf. They're ruining football.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's something bigger that we're not privy to.
You know, what do they call it? It's called is it sports washing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like money laundering.
Yes, money laundering, but using sports.
Is this not what they accused Roman Abramovich of as well? With Chelsea.
but he did not really ruin football. Let's be honest.
Did he not? What?
No, I don't think he did.
Do you not think that he
What is
was
the
the
difference
start of it? Because Chelsea were the first team in the Roman Abramovich era that I can remember. The first team that an external owner, an individually wealthy person, bought a football club as a toy So at no point did you see Roman Abramovich seeing Chelsea Football Club as a business, I don't think.
No, it
It wasn't a viable
Same as
business for
Sheikh.
him.
I mean, I don't think he sees Man City as a
but
business.
Yes, but he came afterwards. So
Yeah, sure,
that's
sure.
what I'm saying is that isn't he the start of all of this?
No,
I mean, Mikhail Ballack was so expensive and he had the biggest wages in football.
But he made, like, there was still a level of competition that was there. There
What
was
do you-
still, yes, he won the league in his, I think, after when Jose came, he won the league. It took him some time to win the Champions League. And in as much as it was a toy, there was a level of him being invested in the team in a sense of if a manager was not performing, you out. I need a new one. If players were not doing the business, you out. I need a new one, kind of thing. And that's why when we spoke the other day that Todd Boehly, maybe we are being too harsh on him because it's maybe his first year. We don't know if he's going to perform at the same level. But what the Saudis are doing, man,
But the Saudis is just now. City, it's
China tried
UAE.
it.
It's UAE, you know. And also, you mentioned something just now that it took Chelsea a little bit of time to win Champions League. So does with Manchester City. I mean, they took over, I think, 2008.
Yeah, they did take over early. Even they brought in Robinho for huge
Marco,
money.
you've mentioned that story.
I'll mention that story again.
You love that story.
I love that story.
like it's so weird, right? The Newcastle deal is allegedly worth £25 million. The shirt sponsorship,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, think of it this way. Let me try to simplify it in local terms. Vodacom owns Orlando Pirates,
Okay.
right? This is make believe. They don't own Orlando Pirates.
For sure.
Yes. Vodacom owns Orlando Pirates, and then Vodacom decides, okay, cool, we're going to put Vodacom on the Orlando Pirates jersey and pay.
And that's worth however much money to us, but just to avoid financial fair play regulation.
Exactly. Like, how is that fair?
Again, it boils down to what we were discussing the other time to say, how far does the vetting go? What is the criteria, you know, when these sponsorships come on board? What is the criteria? What does the FA say, you know? So
We need to call, there's a guy, John somebody, I forgot his surname, because he does all these money games, he's very good at that. We must actually have him on via Skype to discuss how all of this goes and what the nitty-gritties are with regards to sponsorship, because this is insane, bruv.
no, it's crazy, man. There's money in football, and football is commercialized, you know, and
I'm holding my comments.
what can you do? Because you almost I think your deal, I think it's happening, eh?
Yeah, I'm holding my comments until there's Qatar big.
Qatar Airways.
Qatar Airways big on the front of a Man United shirt.
Yeah, maybe you mustn't say
Anyway,
anything.
ballers, welcome to ONSIDE. We're back again, like we never left. Another episode, and geez, man, so much happened. Well, we're not going to talk about what happened on Saturday night, because it's elephant in the room, sitting on the corner. It's okay, we're not going to discuss it. We'll discuss everything else, But geez, man, tragic news coming out on Saturday morning. I was actually coming back from the shops,
Yeah.
and I look at my Twitter, and it's like, boom, Clive Barker has passed away.
Hey, man. Yeah, what a sad day for South African football, eh? If you look at Clive Barker, I think when you talk about greatest coaches of South Africa, his name will always be up there. You know, that man united South Africa.
The interesting thing about him is, as great as he is, whichever way you look at tenses, he never got to coach any of the big three.
No, he was just Manning Rangers, Bushbucks, you know, Amazulu,
Mpumalanga Black Aces,
Maritzburg.
Amazulu.
Yeah. Look,
Oh, I'm tall. There we go. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah, no, man. Sad day for South African football. You know, the only man that won the only significant silverware with Bafana Bafana.
No, the only silverware. Period.
All this.
Let's not say significant. Kosafa Cup does not count.
That's what I'm saying.
But also-
Significant.
But even with the teams that he coached, and I think if you look at Clive Barker, I'd be interested to look at him statistically as a win ratio, as a manager, both for the national team and relative to the placements, the general placements of the sides he coached in club football. How good was his win ratio versus other managers in the...
He was better as a national team coach for me, I think.
Yeah, I think
than
so
he
too.
was as a club coach.
Yeah.
He's like a Scolari of sorts. He's like a... Because you take Scolari to Chelsea,
Yeah.
you know, but national team, he won a World Cup.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't have won that World Cup with that Brazil side?
Who wouldn't have won a AFCON
Yeah.
with the squad that we had in 96?
Also very good.
Yeah, look, I mean, we had quality players. Don't downplay your Dr. Kumalos.
No, but
No,
I'm saying...
that's what
who
he's
would-
saying.
But that's what
That
I'm saying.
Bafana squad was so
Who-
strong.
It was...
It was solid, but credit to him as well. I mean, he played a huge role in
Who was the
motivating those
keeper?
players.
Was Andre the keeper?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Andre Arense, yeah.
Andre was the keeper. You had Linda
Fish.
Buthelezi, Mark Fish,
Sizum Dao.
Sizum Taung. On the wing, you had Eric Tinkler was in the team. You had
Mark Williams.
Phil
Phil Masinga.
Dr. Kumalo, Phil Masinga. You had... Those are like... Yo.
That's what I'm
Those are
saying. Like,
Yeah, the golden generation of Bafana.
it's a golden generation because that man made South Africa fall in love with Bafana Bafana. You know, you will I was young then, and you know, a 10-year-old will tell you a full starting 11.
Exactly.
Can they now? You know,
No.
you know. So he really, really did well for Bafana Bafana, and I think it's a sad loss for the country. You know, may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah. It's one of those. And it's so sad that you actually look at that squad. It's slowly diminishing.
Yeah,
People who were in the team, because Sizwe is gone,
yeah,
John is gone, Moeti, Shoes is gone,
yeah,
Phil is gone.
yeah. Yeah, look, man. Yeah.
Is there space for the next generation of stars?
They have to step up. They haven't.
And you know what's the sad part? You know, I don't know if I should even mention it, but the mere fact that Clive Barker actually qualified Bafana Bafana for the first World Cup and
he
never
did not-
made it
Yes.
to the World Cup.
I think those were
That
politics.
hurts. That, you know,
Those were politics.
It doesn't sit well with me till today. You know.
Those were politics.
Yeah, I know, but
Safa politics.
yeah.
I mean, with Safa, you never get anything right.
And they went and get what was the guy? Philip Trozier.
Trozier.
Yeah.
And even with our local World Cup, how much was spent on the Brazilian coach? Did we not have?
Yeah.
Did we not have other options?
So what happened to Clive, I think, is the same thing that happened to Pito. Pito was pushed out. There was a media agenda. We were not going to mention people's names. Yeah.
But yeah.
We can go worldwide, but we won't mention
Yeah.
anybody's names.
I met Clive Barker one time. When he was the coach of Mpumalanga Black Aces, they used to train in Bedfordview.
Yes. I met him. I actually interviewed him when he released his autobiography called Coach. Still have the book today signed.
Wow. Should have brought it, man.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you think, but you don't think.
Yeah, man. What a legend. What a legend of the game.
No, proper legend. Dude from Devon City, Amazulu, like all the teams that he coached. Yeah, he truly was a coach.
And one other thing that I liked about Clive is that the players that he coached, they kept in touch with him until his last days. You know, I mean,
Lucas.
Yeah.
I heard an interview with Lucas the other day. I think on Saturday, he was alluding to that. Doctor this morning, Neil as well. So he was more than a coach. He was actually
He was a father figure. Yeah. And apparently he was a big motivator.
Which is what you want actually for a national team coach, right?
Yes.
Because you don't have much time with the team to
1 week.
install tactics, install certain disciplines and stuff. You select a squad and you make the squad happy and you make them want to play for you. And that's your job as a national team coach almost.
Is that tougher to be a national team coach than be a club coach?
I think with everything, in some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. I think that it's tougher because people only see results. And if you're the coach of a national team that has high expectations, like France, like England, Germany, all of these teams that have high expectations, and then you don't deliver, the hammer comes down on you. And it's like, but how much time do I have with players? How much club power is there in squad politics? Because we know Sir Alex Ferguson was famous for this, where all of a sudden, all of his star players were a little bit injured when it was coming to time to play for their country. It's like, nah, his thigh is not great. So they don't go over. Then you don't have access to the players you want during the time that you need them. You know, so I think in those ways it is tougher being the coach of a national team because you don't have as much access or time or resources for you to get your philosophy in place. But in saying that, you don't have the strains of week in, week out, everyday training, this and that. You have long periods of time where you can relax, go watch games, figure things out slowly.
Study players.
You know, you see like the likes of Gareth Southgate at Premier League games every weekend, watching players play and like building a picture in his mind slowly of what his squad needs to look like. So I think in some ways it's easier, some ways it's harder.
Interesting, because for me, I think it's the toughest job because the time frame that you have with players, as opposed to a club manager, you've got access to the players like literally on a daily basis. You can see who's doing what, who's not doing what. You can monitor injuries. You can do all that jazz. As opposed to a national team manager, you were speaking about Sir Alex Ferguson. I remember having a chat with Mark Williams, whereby he was offered money not to go play an AFCON, the one that we won. Because those are some of the dynamics that happen. So you national team coach and you are told that your player is injured, you can't come.
Yeah, it's also
And that's your
difficult.
star player at that time.
And also remember, you've got players that are from different clubs, different cultures, and then you have to build a squad that blends together. I think it's quite difficult.
Yeah, I think that's because as a club manager, you are able to sit down and say that, okay, cool, I'm gonna buy Declan Rice, I'm gonna buy whoever, and that's the squad that I'm building to see me through the season. National team, you have to go, like you said, how Gareth Southgate does it. Hugo Bruce, if he's allowed at Orlando, not being kicked out.
Hey, you just don't go to Orlando, Chief, lately.
So it's like you have to attend all these games and monitor players and be like, okay, cool, this one would work in my system. No, yeah, But club is easy. I think being a club coach is the easiest job under the sun. In terms of club versus country.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because being the manager of a club
Because the
is
previous episode, I think we mentioned that it's tough being a football manager,
Yeah.
And which is so from what we're saying, which is why I say what Clive did was so significant, and I think it's underplayed in certain aspects, in that he was able to gather a team at national level to go and win the AFCON.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at all those players after the AFCON, they had like big moves,
Overseas, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so
just
Mark
'cause-
was still playing overseas because he was playing for
Charlton Athletic.
Charlton, yes, you're right. Fish went.
Yeah, Fish went.
Sean went.
Yeah.
Shoes went.
Phil went.
Phil went. Doctor went.
I can't remember basically. Did Doctor go actually
He
after?
went. He went to the States.
Oh, yeah, to the States.
Yeah, he used to play in the States. So like that was like the culmination of like, okay, cool, we're good.
Yeah. No, that was a good squad. I think, yeah, credit to Clive Barker. I don't think we've had, well, not, I don't
Beyond.
think, we haven't had a Bafana Bafana squad like that ever since. And I think it was Mark Fish speaking on the radio today saying that we need to forget about the 96 squad, but it's so difficult for us as
But,
fans
like, how
to
do you
forget.
forget about like it's like England
that's what I'm
having to forget
saying.
about 66.
What happened in 66?
So it's difficult for us to forget if there's nothing,
No, we'll never forget.
you know.
We'll
so,
never forget
Eric
that.
Cantona was born in 66, by the way.
Huh.
So yeah, it's difficult for us to forget the class of 96 if the current crop is not giving us anything, you know.
Something
Current
to
crap,
remember.
you mean?
Hey, bro.
Oh, they played Morocco on the weekend.
Listen, we need to try recruit some of those players for the ONSIDE ZA football team. We might need some stars. So don't upset too many Bafana players. Yeah.
No, the 96 team, yes, not the current crap. I mean, sorry, the current crop.
Wow, Len.
So the easy job of a club manager goes to Len for when we start our club.
Yeah. And again, it comes down to are people interested in Bafana Bafana?
When last did you go to a Bafana game?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last game I watched was, it's been a while. I think it was when AFCON was being played here. I think it was 2015.
Wasn't it 13? 15 was out of the country.
Yeah, I think it was 13. Was it 13? Yeah, I think it
Would
was
have been
13.
13, yeah.
Yeah, I watched Bafana Bafana. I watched a couple of games, yeah.
When last did you go to a Bafana game, Marco?
The 90s. I was a kid. That's the last time I went.
Yeah, now let's hope they're going to beat Morocco on Saturday, you know.
But that's a dead rubber game.
It is,
also.
but also,
No, there's pride involved, granted.
Yeah.
But it's still a dead rubber game.
A win is a win, eh? A win is a win. And you're playing against Morocco, I mean, hey.
The
World
fourth
Cup-
best
World Cup-
team in the world
Yeah.
currently.
World Cup semi-finalists,
Semi-finalists.
you know. It's a good prep for
Are you
the
going
for
to
the
the game?
boys.
I saw tickets were going for like $20 or something. Or 40. No. it
Yeah, I
was
think
or-
$20 if you bought them the first week when they went out. I don't know. I think after that it's like $50, which is still relatively, you know.
And if you're Morocco, like, are you going to play Hakimi? It's a dead rubber game.
Yeah, are we going to see the Morocco superstars, the ones that are playing for PSGs and European elites?
Yeah, look, let's see what they bring out, you know. But it's still Morocco. They're going to be wearing Morocco jersey. And if we do beat them, history will go down as Bafana Bafana beating Morocco.
As if that's going to happen.
Hey, man, I
don't
love
have
my
faith.
country.
I
I'm
don't have-
patriotic,
I
and
don't
I'm
have faith in
hoping that
I
we
don't
do
have
it.
faith in that national team. to be
I
honest.
know, but you know, as a patriotic South African, you always have that hope, you know.
Len and I are going to be hated after this podcast. Len's already dug his grave. So
Deep 6
I'm
feet.
not gonna
10
let you
past
get
4.
buried alone, but I'm gonna come with you. Who cares about international football anymore? Who
Except for a World Cup.
even the World Cup has lost its splendor. Who cares? Who cares about a World Cup? Who cares about European championships? They keep making new championship, Nations League. They're making new things all the time. We're not interested. We don't care. Let the players go on holiday. They look tired on Saturday. They've played too many games already. Now they got to pull on an England shirt to qualify for Euros.
They've been riding stallions.
Come on. That's the Belgian side. The Belgian side.
I love Megan.
Sorry,
love
sorry. I digress. But yeah.
But seriously, does anyone care about international football anymore?
Actually, I
do
don't.
players care? And say we do care as fans.
Says
do
Marco,
the-
who's
do the
wearing
players
an
care?
international jersey.
Yeah,
Marco, you do
They're
care
hypocrites.
actually. Eh?
yeah.
I think you've got enough jerseys, but you pick the national team jersey because
Today.
This is only to signify that we're not talking club football. Nothing happened this week. It's over.
Oh, wow.
The season's over. It's international
It's
season.
international season, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
there's Nations League happening. What
Yeah.
happened on Saturday? It was
I don't know.
cold.
It
That's
was
what I
cold.
remember, yeah.
there was a
Nothing
tremor.
else happened.
There was a tremor.
tremor.
There was a tremor.
Yeah.
Yes, you know. That's all we. No, that was on Sunday. But that's all we remember. What else happened on Saturday? I don't remember anything that happened on
No.
Saturday.
I think I was at work. I can't remember.
No, I like it when you guys don't remember. I actually do.
Okay, say it with your chest. What happened on Saturday?
Hey, man. Manchester City are the treble winning team.
Well done to them.
Well done to Manchester City.
I almost puked. But yeah, congrats to Man City for winning the treble.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Very undeserved, but well done.
They did not deserve to win that game.
Inter Milan were
Look,
by far the better side.
Yes, I think Nevs got the better of Manchester City
What
players.
did I say last week?
You mentioned something to that extent, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the Nevs got the better of them. But, I think the gods of football had written that Manchester City is going to win treble. I mean, if you look at the game against Manchester United, it was not the greatest game.
But they won.
But we got the results, and Saturday the same thing, but results came through. I think Inter Milan did not allow Manchester City to play at all, and I think they were more deserving. But if you don't put those chances away, that's football for you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think they deserve it over the course of the season. Well, at least since the World Cup, Manchester City have been phenomenally good.
Yeah, true.
I think maybe ahead of that, Arsenal were the better side from a league perspective. But over the course of the entire season, they deserve the Premier League crown. They deserve overall the FA Cup crown, except for the final game. I think that might have been more 50-50, and then even more so Champions League. They were the best side in the Champions League.
But
the final
throughout,
might as well have been the Real Madrid game, where they were phenomenal, I suppose. If you can give them that credit and say they deserved the Champions League just by dispatching the great Real Madrid in the way that they did.
And Bayern as well on the way.
And Bayern along the way as well. And then obviously less of a performance in the final against Inter Milan. Inter were a very good side. They got their tactics spot on. We all expected them to sit and park the bus. But they
didn't.
They did not.
Yeah.
They pressed
From the first minute.
From the first minute.
Yeah.
The press was immense. Inzaghi, applause to you, because that was what people commend Pep for, what people commend Jose Mourinho for, what they commend the greatest English manager of all time, Sam Allardyce, for. Is Big Sam is the tactical astuteness to adjust the team's play in a way that perhaps every pundit in world football, other managers, whatever, would have not adjusted their play in that style. And it was extremely effective, and had a couple of the chances that Inter had, very good chances. The obviously the blaringly obvious one is Lukaku heading straight to Edison instead of either side of him. Was a sitter. Any world-class number 9 will hang their head in shame for not finishing that one. And then there was an opportunity slightly before that where DeMarco picked up on a ricochet off of the crossbar and headed it against Lukaku.
And I don't think it was Lukaku's fault. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But striker instinct, say that had fallen to a Haaland, for instance. Do you think he would have instinctively pushed it towards goal, given the position that Lukaku was in? If Haaland
For
was
the
in
big chance, the headed chance that he headed straight at the keeper,
It was
if
a
you
goal.
gave that chance to Haaland,
It was a
no,
goal.
that was goal.
that was a goal.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think...
And Haaland was again big game. He was.
Should we all be apologizing to Mac
No.
for saying that Haaland is overrated?
I
No.
apologize.
He's already done his job.
I apologize. MacGyver was right. Haaland goes into sleep mode when it comes to the big games.
He really does.
And he's still 21.
It's fine.
Yeah, he'll
He's
get
got
it right.
35 odd some goals.
And then he was
Okay.
very instrumental going to the final, as well.
No, of course. He was the top. He got the Golden Boot for Champions League, Golden Boot for Premier League, Premier League Player of the Season, Football Writers Player of the Season.
The final.
You don't judge
Tick,
a
tick,
player
tick.
by one final.
Kevin De Bruyne, for me, is probably the best
Shame
player in the
again.
Premier
A
League.
second final
Injury.
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think it got City rattled a bit when he
went out,
Yeah, they were
In saying that, you say that it got them rattled a bit. They weren't playing well before he came
He
off
went
the pitch.
off. He was also missing.
They
Yeah.
actually improved
When
Phil
Foden came in, yes.
replaced him, because I thought Foden was actually very good.
Yeah, no, for sure. But again, guys, it's a final. A final, it's a different game.
It's a give or take.
Yeah, it's a give or take. If you look in the past 4 finals of Champions League, it's been 1-0.
I think it's 5 in a row. Isn't it 5 in a row?
4 in a row. 1-0.
Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester
Madrid.
City, Real Madrid.
Yeah, 1-0.
Spurs were playing Chelsea, right?
No, Spurs were playing Liverpool, and I think it was 2-1.
Liverpool, yes, it was 2-1.
Chelsea was Man City.
Chelsea
beat Man City 1-0.
was 1-0.
1-0.
Bayern PSG.
Yes, Bayern won 1-0.
Yeah.
And
Then
Real Madrid versus Liverpool 1-0.
And if you look at that game, Liverpool deserved to win that match with the chances that they created.
Yeah,
But Thibaut Courtois was just on
Was just
some
like on
other
another level. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like Champions
But
League
it's not-
final, it's a big stage. I mean,
Yeah, I think the difference between that is that there's one player who played exceptionally well and prevented Liverpool from scoring a goal. Whereas I think in the Inter Milan Man City game is that Inter Milan were the better side but lacked the quality to finish against
finish
Man
off,
City.
yeah.
You can't say that like Edison was phenomenal and kept them out or anything like that. So I think that's a distinct difference where Man City, I think,
Yeah.
can feel very lucky
Yeah.
to have walked away with a treble in
undeserving.
with a final performance
I'm
like
saying that
that
with my
but
chest.
it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed.
But where was,
it doesn't change anything.
Where was Jack Grealish?
He was there.
He was
You
there
know,
with
play
his
like-
Bose, he was there with his Bose speaker and Heineken's there. That's where he was.
He looked like he still had an FA Cup hangover from the party after
Yeah,
the
look,
FA Cup.
man. A final is a different game, guys. And also, I mean, playing a final after a final, it takes a toll on a player.
Dumfries was on some other level.
Yeah.
And
But the high press got him tired. Eventually, they had to sub him because, I mean, you know,
And that's the
I
thing.
don't think that that is inter strength, you know, to play that high press. You know what I mean? I
But
think
it's a final.
It was a game plan, you know.
Yeah. And it worked. It's just like Marco was saying. They did not have
It
anybody
worked.
prolific
It worked.
at
I think perhaps Man City
Attack.
would have, yeah, I think Man City would have actually, in a way, deserved the final more had Inter equalized and taken it to extra time, because then I think City would have won anyway, because Inter would have run out of legs.
Yeah, they would
with
have.
the extra time. They would have had no legs. City would have overcome them, and then maybe we'd be.
we wouldn't have seen
talking
the
a
extra
different
time
story.
because you'd be there sitting and then TV falls.
But who was your standout player, if I may ask,
For Manchester City, Phil Foden.
Oh, for the game.
for the game? Yeah, Phil Foden came on, and I think he
When Phil came
he
in,
had that
the game
chance
changed.
where he just turned and just it was beautiful, but the finish was not that great. Yeah,
Inter have a few players. Was it Brozovic?
yeah, Brozovic was good.
Brozovic was good.
Phenomenal.
Brozovic was good.
For me,
Remember
he
I
was the
said
best
to you-
player on the pitch.
Yeah,
Because I was watching the final with him on Saturday.
yeah.
And he was, I've never seen Super Sub so nervous during a City game. He sat, and the rest of us were like chilling, having drinks, and he was like,
Maybe that's the one thing we can take from Saturday, is that City fans haven't been nervous for a long, long time. And at least they were nervous.
Inter showed that.
You know, the first 20 minutes,
You can
I was
shake the
like, you
tree.
know what? Because for me, and I think for other people out there as well, I think we thought it was just going to be
a walkover.
a walk-off, a normal City game, you know, where they control the game, the position and everything. But Inter did not allow that to happen. They did not give City space, and City were found wanting in so
At
many
some point, he was
instances.
saying, "Yeah, no, Inter is too physical." Like, yeah,
They were very physical in the.
But that's what
they do.
That's what Madrid did in the first leg of the semi-final. Madrid was very physical unto Manchester City.
yeah.
But should City not be used to a physical game? I mean, they play in England. The referee doesn't.
Sunderland is not there.
Yeah, I remember in England they just pass the ball around. No one ever gets to the player.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know?
Because I think they're toughest opponents. And maybe if we look at the games that
Mm.
City lost, it probably is against teams that...
Brentford
Brentford.
twice.
Very physical team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else did they?
Also smaller pitch.
Smaller pitch. And apparently the stadium in
Istanbul.
Italian teams in Istanbul.
Speaking of Italian teams, there's 3 European club competitions now.
They lost all of them.
They've had a team represented in every final. They lost every final.
Conference,
Fiorentina lost to West
Fiorentina
Ham.
lost to West Ham. Champions League,
Inter.
Inter
lost
lost to
to
City.
Roma.
Europa League.
Europa. Roma lost to
The obvious choice, Sevilla.
Sevilla.
So
Who, the best partnership in world football since Ronaldo and Ronaldinho is Sevilla and the Europa League.
yeah,
But also, with that said, out of the 3 finals, I think Fiorentina had the best chance.
I think Inter did. I would pick Inter
In terms
over
of
Fiorentina.
watching the game, or you saying before the game
Before
kicked
the
off?
game.
Oh, yeah,
before
no,
the
on
game
paper,
kicked off,
yes.
Yeah.
Roma had, a substantial try. I think Roma were actually quite fancied against Sevilla
Yeah, because now.
because they're quite a good Roma side, and
Coached by
even
Mourinho as well.
Even as the game went, they led that game with a beautiful Dybala goal in the Europa League final, and it wasn't to be. You know?
And also, after now, if you look at Roma and Inter, they were unlucky.
Yeah.
I think Roma. You're right.
More so.
But even I think all 3 were unlucky.
That's true because it was a last minute goal from Jared Bowen that gave West Ham the
Yes.
conference.
Yeah.
The
It was like in 90
European
something
Conference
minutes.
League.
Because literally, I was at home watching the game, and then it was like the 90th minute. I'm like, okay, cool. This is gonna go to extra time. Anyway, let me go to the garage and go buy cigarettes, and then I come back, and then
Declan
West
Rice is
Ham-
holding a trophy.
it's over. I'm
It's
like,
done,
how?
yeah.
What happened? Like, how? Because on the balance of play, it looked like the game was gonna go to extra time.
Yeah. And I think, I suppose, compliments to European football, I suppose. Compliments to Italian football, back on the up. They went through a lull. Seems like they're very competitive again. The
Yeah.
teams are strong.
3 finalists
and
says something.
And we saw with their national team in the previous World Cup as well,
They weren't there.
And we're talking about European Conference League.
No, Italy was
No,
not
they
in the
were
previous
they were
World
they were
Cup.
not they were in the same group as Portugal. I forgot. Yeah.
No,
The
Previous World Cup.
qualifying,
The
qualifying
qualifier.
group.
Qualifier,
And
yeah.
then Portugal qualified ahead of
Yeah,
them.
I remember.
Yeah, but they won the Euros
They won-
and then didn't qualify for the World Cup. They won the Euros against England, the final.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
I
And
think
then
that's what I was alluding
and
to.
then
Then Donnarumma save.
Yes, in the-
Saka, I think Saka is it the,
Yes.
when Saka missed the penalty.
Yes, yes.
Saka and Rashford also missed,
Yes.
and Jordan Sancho I think also
Jadon
missed.
Sancho missed,
Yes.
yeah.
It's that final.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what I was
That's what you
referring
are
to.
alluding
Yes,
to.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was the
okay.
European Championships
yeah.
that
20
Italy won, and then they didn't qualify for the following World Cup.
Which
Yeah, I
is
remember they
strange.
lost to some
Sampdoria,
Scandinavian country or something. I can't remember.
Sampdoria or
Macedonia or something.
Macedonia.
Yeah, I remember because Portugal also was in the trenches there.
Yeah,
They,
Portugal was
they
also
left
in
it for
trouble.
too late.
Yeah,
If you like a European country, right, like an England or a Spain, it's so easy to actually qualify for a World Cup because you play some obscure countries
Is it really?
that have. I think it is. I think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think sort of in the way that Asia is the easiest continent to qualify from if you have a good side. The thing is, there isn't a standout side there that you say, okay.
Didn't Australia
Australia fall
assign
under Asia. ne?
themselves to the Asian?
Yeah, they have been assigned to that region, and they have to qualify against.
And they
teams
do
like-
it so easy.
But it's
Australia will be in every World Cup.
yeah, and New Zealand don't even have a local league really. They don't even have a stadium for their best side, Auckland FC, who've won every
They
title
just-
or whatever.
they just
And
care
then
about rugby.
And then they still seem to put out a international side. So yeah, very.
I
odd.
think Africa is actually the most difficult one.
Just from a shit country in
I-
terms of Bafana Bafana.
Okay, welcome to the grave. You also dug it. You also dug it. Welcome.
Hey, I take that back. Bafana Bafana is good. But yeah, we're just like unlucky with Bafana Bafana.
But we're not unlucky.
I think they were unlucky in the last qualifier.
With Ghana, because we were still gonna go to. We lost to Ghana, but there was still a playoff that we needed to go to. So it was not dead set that we're going. The World Cup numbers have been increased. I bet you now we're not going to 2026.
Ah, come on, man. I think we will.
After the increase in the number of teams.
Yes, I'm picking a country. I'm gonna support the USA.
I mean, that crap.
USA.
Nah, I don't think so.
We're not gonna make 2026.
Okay, our graves just got more shallow. We're not looking as deep. Lane's digging deep.
No.
Okay.
We're not gonna make 2026.
Geez, so there's no hope for Bafana
There's
Bafana.
no hope. We
Yeah,
said
look-
for the current crop that we have
Yeah.
is not inspiring greatness. They don't.
Look, I mean, they've
If there's
qualified.
there's any team that you would put your money on, your life on, in terms of national teams, it's the Springboks. Nobody else.
Yeah, look, still, like I say,
Do you agree with me? Say yes. I want to hear you say it with your chest.
look, Springboks does well, but for other obvious reasons,
If I can name 2 rugby players, you'll be lucky. I know nothing.
Siya
about them.
Kolisi,
I can name Siya Kolisi. And then
Mapimpi,
Look, I still,
Bismarck Du Plessis.
joke aside, Len, jokes
Oh,
aside.
wow. Marco, you really don't follow
I don't
rugby?
follow rugby at all. I don't know. Who was the one in the speedo? Faf du Plessis. There we go. There's your 2 rugby players.
Okay.
Done.
You give
Siya
you okay,
Kolisi
cool. You've given me 2.
and the one in the speedo. There
Okay.
you go.
Joke aside,
Funny
jokes
that
aside.
you actually pick out the speedo, but let's not go there.
Fuff. Yeah.
He's not fuffing around.
No, it's not faffing around. Jokes
aside,
aside,
yes.
I think we're building now.
We've been.
No. Hear me out. And this is not me trying to resurrect myself. Okay,
Coming up from
the
6
grave.
feet, 6 feet under.
But look at now that you mentioned that we're going to a game that is a dead rubber. Because we've already qualified with a game to spare.
In a group of 3 teams. Come on.
Len, Len, are we not going to play in the AFCON?
We are, but like, what are our chances?
Chances
Is it-
of what?
Oh, just playing in the AFCON is enough?
No, and I'm not saying it's enough. I'm just saying that the first step, the first hurdle have been achieved. We've qualified for
But why did we
AFCON.
not? But why did we not qualify as the first team in that group?
World Cup semi-finalist Morocco.
We were not even at that World Cup.
No, I'm
That's
saying
what I'm saying.
we're in the
What I'm saying is that our bar is so low that an ant can reach it.
yeah.
But yeah, in a way. But like you said, Africa is the most difficult continent to qualify from.
Yeah,
you look
we-
at the quality of teams on the African continent. Okay, no World Cup winning sides there, but in terms of competitiveness at every tournament, and how good the quality of the sides are currently in that state. You look at Egypt and Morocco. You look at Ghana. You look at some of the teams on the African continent are immense, and I think it's extremely difficult for a country like South Africa.
A country with 60 million people can't produce 23 quality players.
Yeah, no, Len.
Really?
We've got. It's just that Len
We've
now.
got where?
Hey man, I just
At my money period where people dance over the ball. Come on. And we say, oh no, that's our South African, that's our identity because we have to dance over the ball. That's nonsense.
Look. I mean, if you look back in the days, we achieved
Who
greatness.
danced over the ball back in the days?
Dr. Nalimnat. I'm not saying
No.
dance. I'm not saying he was dancing on the ball.
Okay, he did what he did in attack, not what
But if you
cool,
can
he's
teach,
called one of the greatest ever. I think that's bullshit. Sorry. Escarangobeze in attacking, may his soul rest in peace. I'm not speaking ill of the dead. But you can't be
You are.
attacking and then you pass somebody and then he does a 360.
Anthony.
I was about to say, But
you can get
standing
£100 million
Len,
move
can I
to
ask
Man
you a very
United with
fundamental
that.
question? Standing on top of the ball, who used to do it back in the days?
It was Jomo.
One of the greatest exports in South Africa.
Okay, what did he win? Did he win a World Cup? Did he win an AFCON?
But if you mention
Also,
top,
like,
but if you mention
at some
top
point
5
we have-
footballers in this country,
At some point we have to like at some point we have to say a spade is a spade. Now, if you dig me 10 feet, it's fine. I love you, ballers. But like Pojo, Mo, whoever in sharp, cool, we give them their flowers. They used to dance over the ball and whatever. What have they achieved?
like I said, that Bafana Bafana team that won AFCON, you had players like John Shoes Mosheo that used to.
That man pocketed Zidane. Please don't.
No. What I'm saying is they were good at showboating. Your
But I
Dr.
think you
Kumalo, they
need
were good. Like,
flair with purpose is what
Thank
we're
you.
lacking.
but what I'm
Yes.
saying is you've got youngsters that are showing that they have flair. You can direct them
Temba's one
to
has
have
got
flair with purpose.
Temba's one has got flair with purpose.
Yes, but I agree. That is what they did with Brazil. And Brazil have always been this side very similar to South Africa, where it's flair, it's
Joga
showboating,
bonito.
joga bonito.
Yeah.
And during the era of Pele, in the early years of his career, the Brazilian side was being heavily influenced by Italian football, saying we need a more pragmatic style. This dancing on the ball nonsense needs to go. You'll never win anything like that. The Italians play the best football in the world, and they tried to introduce a pragmatic approach to Brazilian football.
And Pele came
with the flair.
It took him
and
a
the
while actually
dancing
to
and
get
stuff.
into to prominence, because the way he played, I remember watching the documentary, crappy as it was, and the way he played, it was like, you're not gonna not here.
Not here.
We don't
do
that
that.
here. But eventually he kept on, and the coach eventually was like, there's something here. Like Hugo Bruce never rated Tembazwane for a while because of age, he said, but he put him in the team, and Temba is, like you said, Marco, flair with purpose.
And that's where we need to direct South Africa, is that we mustn't become fully pragmatic and lose the idea of South African flair play, because then you're going to become like every other side. And because South Africa has that flair, has fast feet, has skill on the ball and all of these things, you just need someone who's brave enough to make South Africa play a game of flair with purpose. And I think Sundowns are showing
Yes.
as a club. And if that can trickle down into the other clubs, because you can't have one club doing it and then the rest of the PSL dancing by the corner flag.
Because you saw, I don't know if you saw the video, there was a video about a month or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
In the DDC, the low tier league, with the Pirates kids.
Oh, yes, yeah.
In defense, you've got a player who gets a ball in his own half, and then he gets the ball, and then the knees are on the ball. He's dancing on the ball. What is that?
It's for entertainment. But what I'm saying is we can't scratch flair out of South African football.
But what Len is talking about frustrates almost every true football fan, because as soon as you it's entertainment, but for who?
Entertainment is for my money, Peter Chief. Go there if you want entertainment. That's
But what
fine.
I'm saying is it goes to
Ebutweni.
show
Is that what
that
they call it?
what?
Ebutweni.
No, I don't know that term.
In like the ground, man. When you play on like where there's no grass,
Sand ground.
a sand ground. Yes, do they call it ebutweni?
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ballers, you'll correct me. Don't butcher me, because I'm already 10 feet under.
Not today. You're a ghost, my friend.
New vest. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, with that said, Len, yes, flair with purpose. I agree with Marco there. But it shows that there is talent. We just need to nurture the talent. You know.
So have we not nurtured the talent since 96? Because we had our best years in 95 and 96, or maybe 2016 as well.
Yeah, sure. There's a distinct lack of progress, which is concerning. And I think that you have a concerning look at grassroots football. It's not supported.
You can't only attribute that to players showboating. You know what I mean? It's a bigger problem.
Okay, cool. Granted, there is a bigger problem. But when you get the chance, when you get the opportunity to be at a Chiefs or a Pirates, even whether you're playing for the first team or you're playing for the reserve side,
Yeah.
the first thing you do is you showboat.
Not necessarily. Usually you do that when you are 3-0 up. There's like 10 minutes left of the game. You know, that's the ideal.
The funny thing about showboating, right?
Yeah.
The ones that did it the best, and when you saw it, it looked so beautiful. Remember Memela?
Luvuyo.
Luvuyo Memela, I think it was during a derby.
Yeah.
And then
Rahale and Kalinge.
No, sorry, not Memela. I was thinking Kalinge
Yeah.
and Rahal.
Yeah.
Ne? Where are they now? I'm just asking.
Look, I mean,
For me, if I owned a club like Pirates, with the heritage of Pirates, with the requirements of Pirates to get back to the top of the South African game, I would have an adamant policy against showboating. I like skill. I like players with skill. I'm a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. I like players with skill. But Sir Alex Ferguson took the showboat
Away.
the flair with no purpose away. And look at this. He created one of the greatest footballers of all time.
Messi. Does he showboat?
Do you see-
Messi's very skilled.
Do
But
you
he
see
does.
showboating from Barcelona at any level?
No.
Do you see showboating at 10-0 up at the La Masia Academy for Barcelona when their reserves are 10-0 up? The under 13s are 10-0 up against another team. Are they showboating or they're scoring more
They're
goals?
scoring more. We
They're
have
scoring
a,
more
we have a
goals.
problem of you are 1-0 up and then you are doing the knees on the ball. It's 1-0 in the 60th minute.
I'm not going to win this with you guys. Ne?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, what I'm saying is, guys, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we just need to go out there and entertain fans and don't just have flair without purpose. All I'm saying is, when you have players that are showing those skills, you nurture them so
Yes.
that they can become prominent. You know what I'm
But
saying?
we shouldn't be seeing it from anyone over the age of 13, because at youth level football, we should already be saying we don't do that here.
Do you know, I was actually having a chat
But
with...
it's an identity thing. Some will say South African football identifies with
showboating.
flair.
Yeah, but I would say that's the wrong way to
Okay,
go about it.
what's the difference between flair and showboating?
Maybe football has moved. We just need to catch on. Maybe I don't know.
South Africa, the world is going there. South Africa is like, I will catch up, don't worry. We take an offer.
Hey man,
Glen Hove.
yeah, no, look, I tried, guys, but look, for me, it's
South African football is not onside. Period.
sure.
Yes, I said it.
Hey, Mark.
I'm not going to bury myself more. But I'd like to see more purpose with the skill that South African footballers show. I was never a very skillful player myself. Never made it to any level of professional.
Have I ever
play.
played against you at Discovery?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. But I was never a very skillful player, and I always tried very hard. And whenever I played, I'd try to read a game, and I think these are the sort of things that need to be installed in footballers. Is if you're born with a natural talent and you got the skill, learn to read the game,
Yeah.
learn to be professional, learn to be courteous to your opponents. I think it's very important. If you
Yeah.
don't show your opponents respect and you're going to do things like that, you're going to get buried.
I
in
think
the
that's
next
why
game.
Neymar used to
And-
get some flack with in Barcelona.
Apparently, I was saying I had a chat with a friend of mine. A friend of mine's sister, but she's also my friend. She's more like a sister, actually. She's in Japan, right? Her son goes to... the son plays for one of the teams there.
Yeah.
So there's like different soccer schools. There's like an English soccer school, a French soccer school, and. So when he started, I get it, he was from where?
Mzanzi,
Yes.
for sure.
When he started, what did he do?
Nalimnat.
Mapense.
Yeah.
But chief, this is not gonna fly here.
But it's Japan, man. What can come out of Japan?
They're actually not a very bad soccer country.
What have they achieved?
They've played in a couple of World Cups?
We have as well.
No, we've only played in the one that we hosted
We've,
because
we've played in 3 World Cups.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's 3 World
Japan
Cups.
has played in. I think Japan has qualified for each and every World Cup.
Yeah, look, what I'm saying is
What are you saying?
Japan is
What are you
Japan.
trying to defend?
Japan is Japan. They're
but
not
the-
better.
But the schools there are not being coached by Japanese. It's Japanese kids being coached by the French and the English and whatever. It's like in America. There's a reason why America
are
is so
you-
good in women's football because they take it seriously.
Yeah, look, man. I don't know. I feel like
Volvo driving soccer mom. That song was not done by mistake.
I think that, sorry, Super Sub, but I think anyone who knows football can watch the South African game and say to you, that's not helping.
no, definitely. I don't think because our football is not up there. You know, we're not competing with
Crap.
So whether it's Japan, whether it's any country in the world, and whether they've got it right, that is irrelevant because we've got it wrong, clearly. And I think that anyone who knows football is going to see someone putting knees on the ball and say, what's the purpose?
Yeah,
Give me an answer for why this is happening. And if you can't answer it, cut it out of your game. You know, if you're going to do step overs while running at a defender
That's a
and
different
he
story.
moves in the wrong direction and you're able to take, I'm very happy
That's a
for you
different
to do
story.
that.
Or when you do a flick, like there was one assist that Tembas Wani did in one of the qualifiers.
Yeah. Is
you
that
do
not
it-
flair? Because I think we need
But
to
that's-
distinguish
oh,
between
oh, oh.
flair and showboating.
That is purpose. There was purpose to it because that flick that he did was actually an assist because that resulted in a goal.
Yeah, I'm not
If you're
disputing
gonna put
that.
knees on a ball in your half,
That is showboating.
And
Do
that's
you call?
what you're-
I don't think we call. Can you call that flair?
it's flair.
Yeah.
Flair is flair. Showboating is flair. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing,
But
okay.
it needs to be done with.
And we
a
all know
purpose.
my favorite player, Anthony, does it all the time at Man United. So
If he's not doing other things off the ground.
Like you,
yeah.
look at
That's
somebody.
also true.
Look at somebody like I'm gonna make a weird example. Mesut Ozil, the Arsenal Mesut Ozil.
Yeah.
Right.
Typical example of flair with purpose.
Thank you. If you look at somebody like N'Golo Kante, for instance, flair, not a bone of flair in his body.
Same as
But-
Kevin De Bruyne.
No, Kevin has got vision.
Yeah, does not have flair.
He does. He dribbles people from time
Kevin.
to time.
Are you so? If you were to litter a Bafana squad with an N'Golo Kante type player and a player with more vision, like a Kevin De Bruyne equivalent, and you left some of the showboaty flair players in the squad, would it translate to more success? So, is there an issue in South African football where we value the right things but in the wrong quantities?
I think from development,
Which development?
the one that's supposedly there.
Super sports soccer schools.
Yes. But they do very
do
well.
very
they
good
do
job.
very well. Them and Ajax, I think, are and Chiefs as well. They are the development hubs of this country.
Yeah.
But when you are 15, 14, and you see Kalinge or Rahale doing what they're doing in the Premier League, what are you going to desire?
And what's celebrated in those systems?
Exactly. You do that, it's like, "Hey!"
Yeah, look, I think I agree with you guys. Like I said, the good thing about it is that we've got players that are skillful. We just need, those are rough diamonds.
So we've got skills that don't have direction.
We just need to polish them. Those are rough, I call them
How
rough
long-
diamonds.
How long have we had skills without direction? Like, do we, like, there's even ways now, guys.
Okay, Safa, we've got 3 people applying. We'll sort it out.
Because we are suffering.
Hey, man, I've been defending South African football for long now. Could you move on to the next?
No, speaking of South African football, big ups to Percy Tau, another Champions League. He is the first South African player to have 2 Champions League medals.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no.
Won it
Well,
in 2016. He did not know what was going on. Won it in 2023. Still did not know what was going on. Because he's about his football.
yeah, no. Well, no, part of me is happy for Pesitao, but I was not happy that Al Ahly won.
No, I'm happy. Well, I'm happy that they won because Morocco cannot be the be-all and end-all of African football. I'm sorry.
Yeah, at the current moment, I think Morocco are the powerhouse of African football, and it shows with their
literally
team.
won everything. Women's, everything.
Even under the one
Hey,
competition.
don't give them credit for women's football championships. Banyana is
No. The Champions League of women's football. They beat Sundowns ladies in the final.
in the CAF women's.
Yes, but the current holders of the AFCON is Banyana.
Banyana.
Big ups to them.
Well done,
They've
yeah.
announced their squad. Oh, snap. Did you see? Dude, 30,000. No, is it 50? I think it's 50 or 30. I can't remember. But I'll check. Our fact checker was supposed to be here today, but he couldn't make it. The money that FIFA is giving out to participants at the World Cup.
The ladies were
Yes.
the ladies World Cup.
You get, I think, 50,000 US, which is an equivalent of about 570,000, just for being there.
Sure.
Yeah.
50,000 US.
Yeah, that's close to 50,000 US is close to $1 million
It
rand.
should be more than $1 million
Yeah.
in the current exchange
I
rate.
think is it 30? Oh, no, wait, I've got it. I'll tell you now.
If it's $30,000, it's close to 600,000 rand.
I'll tell you
But
now. Yeah,
that's
it's 30,
nothing.
it's 30,000 US, 572,000 per player.
Oh, per player.
Per player, yes.
Because I was saying it's nothing if it was just for
No,
the
no,
whole
no,
team.
no. Just for being selected in the 23.
But
And getting on that plane to go to New Zealand and Australia, you are guaranteed
A
half
meal.
the bar.
well, you know what? Well done to the ladies who deserve it for their AFCON heroics. They've earned their prize money. They've
Yeah, they've
earned their
earned their money.
representation in the World Cup, and well done to the higher ups for taking them seriously and paying them. So
Well
well
done.
done. They deserved.
So if you get to the round of 16, you get 1.1 mil. If you get to the quarters, you get 1.7. If you get to the fourth place, you get 3.1 mil. If you get to third place, you get 3.4. Second place, you get 3.7. If you win the World Cup, you are going home with 5.1 million rand.
Yeah, USA will be smiling.
I know, right?
One bedroom apartment in Camps Bay.
You can rent it out.
And then what is
footballers.
Safa giving them? Is it out in the public?
They're going to suffer again. Remember what happened after AFCON?
Yeah. Look,
But the beauty about this is FIFA is actually going to monitor that the money
It goes to the players.
goes to wherever it's supposed to.
Well
go.
done.
That's that's the beauty about
no,
it.
that's good.
Because the money is going to be paid into SAFA's account,
yeah.
and then SAFA is supposed to distribute the money to the players. But FIFA is going to monitor that process
and
is
audit the
done.
process,
Yes.
Yeah. No, which is good.
Well done to FIFA
Well done on
For
them.
a change.
for a change.
Yeah, no, they deserve it. They deserve it,
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't speak about the elephant in the room, and it's not Bafana Bafana. Messi, Inter
Miami.
Miami. That is ridiculous. Like, I know I said like the Arabs or the Saudis are going, but that is just insane though.
I think when I looked at the package afterwards, I thought this is an interesting option for Messi, and you can see why he chose it. In the same way that David Beckham was offered a deal when he joined LA Galaxy, there was desperation from Major League Soccer to get a big name like David Beckham into their league. And Messi has been offered a similar deal where he's obviously not getting anywhere near the wages he was going to get in the Saudi league, but he's been offered other benefits
Ownership.
in the build-up, which includes the opportunity to own your own Major League Soccer franchise in the future. I think the other thing that we haven't taken into consideration for a lot of players where they move, and it's something we mentioned about Declan Rice's move to Arsenal, where we said his family is settled in London.
Yeah.
So he may choose the Arsenal move over a move to like a Manchester United, for example, because he prefers to live in London. And Messi's move to the US brings him closer to his home country of Argentina.
Because it's just like,
It's just a short
Yeah.
trip to his home country of Argentina. Miami, culturally very similar because of the
Welcome to
Latin
Miami.
American
Yeah.
influence. So it might be
Drugs.
a happy place for him to retire. And I think the package makes more sense. I think it was me who said last week that there was no chance of a move to MLS for him and that it was either going to be back to Barcelona, who I said we were questioning their ability to
And
finance the
statement,
deal.
Why did Barcelona feel the need to actually take out a statement? It had nothing to do with them.
It had nothing to do with
They
them.
own Messi, man.
Talk about...
They brought Messi
Talk
when he was
about your new
12. It's their
stadium.
baby.
No, but Messi
but
was
you
signed
don't
to
have to-
PSG.
You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
agree.
think they
Just
were,
keep quiet.
They were reaching
Let's
there.
talk about why you're putting a roof on that beautiful stadium of yours.
Yeah, because it's just like
To
hey,
ruin that stadium. And before I've gone.
When are the elections again?
But I
Not,
took
not
before
not
you.
ANC. I'm talking about the
For the president of Barcelona.
yes. Laporte needs to go.
Yeah,
He needs to go. He's getting it all wrong.
That was an embarrassing statement
Yeah.
from Barcelona. I felt sorry for them.
yeah, no,
In the statement about
yeah,
Messi.
no, it was
I
not
wouldn't have said
necessary.
anything.
But for me, with that deal, what shocked me the most was other franchises, like
It's a marketing gimmick. Also
like
understand.
financing the move.
Yes.
Well, the Major League Soccer in general collectively financed the move just to bring attention to the league.
attention because Messi's going to play against all those other teams. Ticket prices for Inter Miami's games have gone from like
Will you ever take
40
MLS
rand
serious?
to
But I get
200 rand.
I get what you're saying.
Will you ever
Is-
take MLS seriously?
Look, if it was not playing in the early hours of the morning, I'd probably watch.
Nah, bro.
I watched when Zlatan was there. He even took out a thingy I said the other day on the episode.
An
he took
advert
out
in the
an
LA
advert
Times.
In the LA
Yeah,
Times.
no, that it's over commercialized.
But-
Gonzalo Higuain was like it's at some point you are 35, 36, your time is coming to an end in terms of football.
No, for him
What
to
you
move
do-
there.
Yes. So what you do is you do what a Ronaldo did. You go and you pocket however much you can in Saudi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge is not his agent anymore, right?
I'm not sure.
No, I think Jorge is not his agent anymore. You go pocket however much you can. Cool. Happiness. You are a Beckham, you are a Messi, you are as well as Zlatan decided I'm not calling it quits. Screw that.
He
I'm still gonna
AC
play.
Milan.
No, I'm saying when he went to the States,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't retire. He
Yeah.
still went back to Europe,
Yeah.
right? Messi could probably still go back to Europe and play for Sunderland. You never know.
I think
No, for sure. Look, I'm
Or
not
play for-
questioning the
or
move.
play
It
for-
makes
for
sense.
Wrexham.
I'm just saying, like, imagine bringing a player.
No, like literally, Messi could play for Wrexham. Like you've got Wrexham who are being sponsored by United Airlines now,
Hey, man, I'm
and that's
saying
like a team that's playing in the abysmal leagues of. Well, they're still coming up.
They're currently in the lowest division of professional.
Like they bar getting
What is it?
to
League 2, League 3.
League 2, I think they are.
Yeah.
Yes. He could play for them and it becomes a gimmick. It's like, okay, cool, we'll pay you whatever, however much.
what
because-
point are you trying to make, Len? That the move makes sense.
I think that Major League Soccer is a
retire
more.
rich.
No,
I think
I
Major
would
League
not
Soccer is a
question-
more competitive league than Saudi League.
Well, most probably.
Yeah,
You know,
so
I don't watch Saudi
So I
League.
do think that the move makes more sense than the Saudi move. Besides the financial, would we be arguing this point if he went to Saudi League? We wouldn't be, because he'd be earning $1 million
For me, it's about the money.
or $1 million euros a week or something
For me, it's about
ridiculous.
the money. Like N'Golo
No, for
Kante.
sure, it's about money. I'm just
about
saying,
money.
like, that for
Riyad
other
Mahrez.
teams to finance the move, it's like, what are you doing?
No,
like,
but that it's a marketing ploy because
If
it's going to benefit them in the long run.
I'm not
Yeah,
disputing
but
that. I'm
if-
just saying for the
If I
competitiveness
had
of the league.
if I had a football club, I would not be paying for my competitors to have Messi in their team.
But Messi's gonna come play at your stadium, and then you can say tickets are like 1,000 rand.
Yeah, but you know what?
But football
Don't-
is about money, guys.
Don't come.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's
Empty
over
stadium.
commercialized for me.
FNB on a
it's
Tuesday
just
night.
like-
I will watch Major League Soccer when they bring back Goalkeeper Wars. Did you ever see Goalkeeper Wars?
No, I haven't.
Okay, everyone, go YouTube Goalkeeper Wars Major League Soccer.
That's what I'm doing tonight.
It was a joke. It's the funniest nonsense I've ever seen in my entire life. Go look up Goalkeeper Wars. You will laugh. They used to put two goals close to each other, like a short distance from each other,
Yeah.
probably the size of 20
Five-a-side.
yards, 20 yards, yeah,
5-a-side field.
maybe even smaller.
Yeah.
2 full-size goals. A goalkeeper in each goal. They have to throw it past the other goalkeeper into the net. That was the halftime game or something. Goalkeeper
But
was.
see, the thing with Americans is they know how to commercialize. They commercialize a whistle being blown.
Yeah.
Like if you look at basketball and the football, their version of football, the halftime show, like they'll have 20,000 artists.
Yeah, look.
Messi went there for
Americans
he went there
are
for-
good with marketing. Let's
Yes.
put it that way.
And that's what Messi is. Every team, every basketball player was saying, Messi, welcome to the MLS. Where do they enter?
Yeah, look, I mean,
This is all. And also remember, there's a World Cup in 2026, ne? And every World Cup needs an ambassador, ne? I'm just saying.
look, I think the move made sense. Like Marco articulated earlier, that it's closer to home and all those dynamics comes to play. Better than being in Saudi at like 40 degrees Celsius every day.
And your wife has to wear. Sorry. Messi wants to see his wife, guys.
So I think the move makes sense for him, and yeah, look, I mean, he's 35 years, won everything under the sun. You must just go cash out.
Exactly, cash out.
For me, it was just like, how? Other teams paying to have a...
Yeah,
no,
that is a shocking
It didn't make sense for me. I'm sure it's the first in the history of football.
I think more than anything, the quantifying it, right? He's got more to gain being in the USA than he would if he had to go to Saudi.
Long term.
Long
Obviously,
term.
short term,
Yeah,
the Saudi
yes.
deal would have been very financially beneficial.
Yeah.
But long term, he probably stands to
Because
benefit more.
ownership, he's probably going to be the
Like
poster boy
David
of the
Beckham.
2026 World Cup. It's closer to home, like you said. There's drugs in Miami. He's fine.
Hey, today you're on a roll, eh?
Hey, I think you could have a party at Pitbull's house, Mr. 305. Dada.
You could get out of his house and see a stallion just running around.
Yeah.
Like
Lukaku.
And
Yeah, no, look, I
Romelu
think
that.
I think MLS is a better choice perhaps, but imagine
trading our good friend.
Saudi as well. What the hell? What are they doing?
Exactly.
They've got that
But they also, it's a World Cup thing with them as well.
yeah,
Remember
for
you said
2030.
last week.
Yes. But you've got that investment fund that owns like 4 clubs in one league.
Well,
And they buy in the players.
Yeah, like,
and then you look at a player like Benzema who's making big money in the Saudi league, but for him, he's always wanted to live in a Muslim country.
Yes.
As a Muslim who's been living in
For-
Spain.
So there's
So
there's purpose to his move.
Yeah,
That
so I
understand
think these are the
totally.
points that we don't discuss often enough from a football perspective. And maybe it's the one thing we do on this podcast that other people don't, is we talk about the human element
Exactly.
of the decisions of players.
It's like South African players who go overseas and they literally get homesick because they can't go to a Shisanyama or there's no pap, there's no Lucky Star. And
Yeah.
it's
And
like
then
they
we-
literally get homesick. And we take that for granted.
yeah, no, for sure.
Because we're like, you were playing in Azerbaijan. Why are you coming back?
Yeah, and I read somewhere that is it Al Ahly,
Which one?
the one from Saudi,
Or Saudi Al Ahly, yes?
the
pizza one.
the pizza one.
Yes.
They're gunning for Mourinho.
So they're gonna fire Pito and hire Mourinho.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. I don't know how true is it. Because
if
it
I'm
looks like
Pito-
everyone is linked to Saudi Arabia this transfer window.
Exactly. Apparently they were offering Harry Maguire 100 mil to stay at Man United.
Riyad Mahrez to the Saudi league.
Him?
I
Look,
saw
heard about
that as well.
I heard him. I heard Gundogan as well.
Yeah, but Gundogan is good. I mean, Barca, I think
But
they gave him a 3-year contract. Is there?
But
Is it solid?
No, there's an offer.
But,
There's an offer.
but he's also got the 1-year extension with Manchester City waiting that Pep Guardiola said he's very confident
Yeah.
Gundogan will sign.
Bernardo, PSG. There's rumors that he might go to PSG.
Is Man City not paying, or is the dressing room that toxic? Why are
No.
people leaving? And
Look.
key players, that is.
Look, Bernardo has made this I think Bernardo is a Barcelona fan for the longest time because I think Barca was also linked to him. I think the previous season.
But surely they can't afford him.
Yeah, no, not now.
Barcelona can't afford. They can't even afford super sub.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how much in the gutters they are.
And
But
I
anyway.
mean, if you those players, I mean, especially Gundogan, who's like 32, you know, why leave a team that is like functioning? You're winning things with the team. You know, there's prospect of even winning more things.
Are you earning 300K a month? I mean, sorry, a week.
No, not really. But
Okay, so if Saudi is offering you 200K
at 32,
at 32, I'd take it. If I've won a Champions League,
You've won a treble.
thank you. I don't even have to go further. If I've won a treble, you think even at 25 or 26, I'd go to Saudi.
yeah, no, look, I think.
If you're not going to go to Barcelona and achieve great things, like
Yeah, but Gundogan can go to Barca.
I'm
you
gonna
know.
go play there against
But I don't think they'll
Mahmoud.
give him 300,000 a week.
Okay, so you're Gundogan.
Yeah,
Stay at Manchester City.
yeah.
Go to Barcelona on reduced wages. Earn less than what you're earning in Manchester, but you're in Spain, living the life in Barcelona and playing for one of the greatest clubs where you can tell your great-grandchildren, this is the shirt I wore. You have a Barcelona shirt.
I'm going to
Or
Saudi
you're
Arabia.
going to Saudi for mega money.
I'm going to Saudi.
Because for some players, playing for Barca, it was a childhood dream, you know.
Yeah.
I most probably go for Barca, you know. I mean, you've made money, you know. You can go there for a season. Because rest assured, the Saudi move will still happen when you are 35. It might be for lesser money.
I think that's the move. Go to Barcelona, get a Barcelona shirt with your name on it, live a bit of a legacy, have a treble. I played for Dortmund, I played for Manchester City,
I
I
played
played
for
for Barcelona, I have a La Liga title, I have a Champions League, FA Cup.
No, you didn't get a Bundesliga.
No, I think,
Nah, I think maybe
did he?
No, man, he was in that squad that
think-
that lost in the Champions League final
against
against Bayern. Was he not against
Bayern.
Bayern?
Bayern, yes. The one who played at Wembley, actually.
Yes, he was in that squad.
Did he not
think
win
he won.
a Bundesliga title when Jurgen Klopp won his? Was he not in that side?
Let me
We'll
check.
check.
We need a fact checker for that one. But
He was supposed to
anyway,
be here.
I think it'll be. I think that I would take the Barcelona move instead of staying with Manchester City at the moment. Actually,
Because you've won what needs to be won.
yeah, I think it's only because it's Barcelona.
Yeah,
If
Bundesliga 11-12, yeah. He
I,
won
okay,
it, yeah.
so he wanted to.
Yeah, he won Bundesliga. He won the League Cup in Germany.
Oh yeah, the German Cup.
Yeah, look,
Yes, he won a Champions League with Manchester City, obviously. He won
Premier League title.
Premier League title and
FA Cup
it
title.
was
he
his
must go
third
to Saudi,
final.
man.
Yeah, no, and also
he Muslim?
living
No.
Barcelona, going, it's a currency by itself. You know, if you're moving to this like MLS, Chinese League or Saudi League, you know, it's quite a currency. You know, you can still get good money at like 35. You know what I mean? Living that league.
So yeah, I mean, interesting move, but I think I would choose the Barcelona option for a year or two.
Yeah.
Just to have had a Barcelona shirt and then hope and pray that Saudi contract's still waiting for you after the.
That's, you see, it's the hope that kills you. Almost in closing,
Yeah.
and no, we're not leaving this for last because it doesn't matter. It's how the conversation went. You know, the ballers always come up. They always come for us.
The stick is always out.
Yo, but we love you guys. We love you guys nonetheless. It's coming down to the wire. Maritzburg, Cape Town Spurs. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy. I am so happy for Cape Town Spurs. They
No,
just need to.
They
You are
just need a
happy.
draw.
It's-
Yeah.
So, who do you think pressure is on? Maritzburg or Cape Town Spurs?
Maritzburg.
Maritzburg.
They need to hold their status. Cape Town Spurs are coming hungry for the status of PSL. And it's Sean Bartlett.
Yeah, Sean
Yeah, Sean
Bartlett.
Bartlett.
Yes.
What a job he's done.
He might promote
You
another
never,
team.
you never liked Maritzburg. You said it from the onset. They should have gone.
No.
down.
Len, don't
Okay.
say I never
Ask-
liked
ask
Maritzburg.
easy.
I've got a problem with finishing 15th and getting the second bite of the cherry. I'm saying if you finish 15th and
Out.
bounce, it's done for you. Why are you giving another chance? To prove what? You failed. You finished 15th. Go down and come back. So if I was within the powers of football in South Africa, 15, 16, down.
If you were a
Number
doctor.
1 and 2 in the lower division, up. Or play third, fourth, third,
Like
fourth,
how
and
they
fifth.
do it, like how they do it in the Premier League.
Yes. The playoffs could be like third, fourth, and fifth, you know. Maritzburg was in PSL. They didn't do too well. They finished
In the
15th.
DStv Premier
They should go.
PSL is.
It doesn't matter. Even if it's Orlando Pirates 15th, I'll still say they must go.
Okay, speaking of, and yeah, I back Cape Town City Spurs to get at least a draw and qualify for the DStv Premiership for next season.
Because I think Maritzburg have to win. They don't have a choice.
No.
Spurs is either a draw or a win.
Yeah, as long as they avoid defeat,
Yeah,
they
they just need to
qualify.
avoid defeat.
And they're playing away in a stadium whereby there was drama this weekend.
Hey,
There
man.
were guns being wielded because the team that plays at that stadium lost. They lost the opportunity to play in the final of the ABC Motsepe
Motsepe
Foundation to be promoted
At the third
to
tier.
the Motsepe Foundation. Hey, Motsepe owns everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Motsepe ABC, Motsepe.
Yeah, it's a sad
Foundation.
thing, you know, because from what I read, I think there's a security official that fired a first shot, obviously to protect the plates.
There was a guy with a gun who. So there's a video that I saw. There was a guy who had a gun. He was behind the goalkeeper, I think, of Orbit or something. And then I think the private security person saw him, and pandemonium for some odd reason started there, and it just went to shit.
Yeah, so that's what I read, that there's one security official that fired the first shot, obviously because fans had invaded the pitch, you know, and then within the fans that have invaded the pitch, they had guns. But my question is, where was the security at the checkpoints, you
Which
know?
security?
You know,
But you must remember,
guns don't belong in football.
I don't think there's obviously that's not a PSL sanctioned game, so we should not blame the PSL for that.
It's SAFA.
There's a jock thing that's done before any event, joint operation what,
Yeah.
where you sit and you discuss security, any wara, this is where people are entering, this is where security is, and.
And that is also done with stadium management. In like whoever manages the stadium has to be involved,
Yes,
right?
so if there's a final at Moses Mabhida, there's a job committee that meets
Yeah,
days before the game starts.
yeah,
FNB Derby, there's a job committee that, in fact, with the Derby because you know the dates when the fixtures are out,
yeah.
that's done way in advance.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I mean, what are guns doing in a football match, you know? I mean, what are we doing as people, you know?
People wanted to shoot for goal.
Yeah, no, I think that was barbaric.
No, that was
you know?
that was nonsense.
That,
and apparently the area is actually very notorious for gun-wielding individuals.
Is it? And then why did they take the playoffs there, you know?
It's their home stadium.
Yeah, look, man, I just feel like more
Imagine
has
the
to be
players of
done.
Orbit.
Because,
Orbit college players are actually kids in college.
yeah, it's a TVET college, yeah.
Yes. So imagine you like 21, you playing a game, and then you have to run out of a stadium because you're being chased with a gun. How traumatic is that?
Yeah, no, look, sins like those that don't belong in football, and they should be condemned by, yeah, all means. You know, it's not right. It's not right. It's sad for football because people take those such days as family days. You know,
Kids
People-
could have been in the stadium.
People
Yeah.
take their kids to the stadium, you know, to watch football matches, you know, and something like that happens. And then are those people still going to be comfortable taking their kids to the
I'm
stadium?
never going back.
You know?
As if stadiums
Yeah,
weren't empty enough already. in
Exactly.
South Africa.
Those ones that are still, you know, supporting our football,
Yeah,
which
now
we need
people are
so
gonna
much,
not-
they had to encounter such things, you
Like
know.
we had there was the Ellis Park disaster that happened.
Yeah.
There's Hillsborough that happened. In South America, it's almost a weekly thing. And I'm not saying that in jest, Marco. I really am not. But at some point, yes, we can blame the authorities as much as we want. But us as a people, you as a fan,
No,
at
for
some
sure.
point you have to take accountability on some like, okay, cool. I'm going to a stadium to what? To go smoke, chip weed there, and with a kid sitting next
Which
to
is
me.
another thing that a lot of people complain about, that people they're so inconsiderate when they're at the stadium. They just roll a joint and start a joint while your kid is sitting there, you know. It's things that we need to do away with. But also, Len, we know there's people who are always going to do that. We need to have adequate security in these football
But
matches.
okay, how many securities do you need to babysit 90,000 people? Please tell me. I don't know the dynamics.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I don't know the ratio, you know, as to
You need quite a few
5
for
to
90,000.
Who's paying for those security guards?
But when you have 90,000, you can pay for security guards. I think the bigger concern is when there's 40 people who come watch a football match.
Yeah.
Who's paying for a
so much?
security guard
Yes.
for 40 people?
Yeah.
It's 40 people. And then that's where incidents like this can happen, is when there's not enough financial incentive, there's not enough public, there's not enough people coming to the game. So that maybe makes it more dangerous
Difficult, yeah.
because there's not as much incentive for security. So then players' lives are in danger, other fans' lives are in danger because of the small scale of the event. So I wonder if that's the issue. But honestly, it's something above what I can answer.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers to this.
No,
It's a
same
very
here.
sad event.
It's not
And,
nice, yeah.
and we can only hope that what's an exciting playoff coming up isn't marred by something similar.
True, and it's actually going to the same stadium. That's a funny thing.
Yeah, look, man.
And
So
like
hopefully,
people-
because it's a more popular game.
No,
and
because it's
a more
PSL
important-
sanctioned, there will be a
be-
joke. I can't say a joke committee. It's like saying summer awards. There will be a committee that sits down and actually does ticks all the boxes and whatever.
security
whatever,
analysis,
yes,
etc., yeah.
and everything. But like, yeah, it was very unfortunate. I hope none of our ballers were involved in that. If you were, please unsubscribe, because we don't do that here.
No, we don't do that. Yeah, you know.
Football,
We
call
are
it the
pro
beautiful-
football here
They call it the beautiful game for a reason.
for a reason, yeah. No, I agree with you there.
Win or lose. Yes, we were trolling him about Man City winning the treble, but they won. We love it.
Yeah, the only weapon we allow at football games is Haaland, because he's a...
He's a weapon. He's a
Is a Viking.
Yeah. But
Okay, so last word. All I can say is, in the spirit of promotion playoff finals, well done, Claudio Ranieri, getting Cagliari back
I saw,
yes.
yeah.
to
Yes,
Serie A
yes,
from
yes.
Serie B. One of the greatest managers of all time, and
course.
now at his old age, having won a Premier League title with
Leicester City that nobody rated.
He took over Cagliari, who I think were 12th. in
14th
Serie
to be
B,
precise.
14th,
yeah.
in Serie B.
And it was like in December, eh?
In December, in a few months, he got
Yeah.
them promoted to Serie A. Well done. Hats off, Cagliari.
What a legend.
Claudio Ranieri. Well done.
Claudio.
He's probably going to go win the Serie A and then get sacked.
And then one more word on Italian football. Sorry, I know we're dragging this on long. We spoke about West Ham winning the UEFA Conference League,
yes.
which is the plumbers and the electricians and the this one and that one, all over Europe.
Fishermen.
Juventus are playing in that tournament next season because they were docked 10 points for some unsavory behavior from board members.
Is it Calciopoli again?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
You know
Juventus.
Calciopoli?
No.
Go read up on it.
So anyway,
You know Calciopoli.
surely, yeah. If he caused less trouble, maybe he'd fly under the radar. But yeah, let's see. I mean, Juventus, a great side, certainly Champions League quality
Why are
side
they
all
so
the time.
notorious with
Yeah,
things that are bad? Because remember there was titles that were taken away from them. That's why I'm talking about Calciopoli. Before or after the 2006 World Cup.
yes, and they were
Yeah, I know.
relegated.
They were
to
relegated,
Serie
yeah.
B.
Yeah.
And they had Del
No, I know
Piero,
about that story. I
Nedved.
just didn't know the name. of the story.
It's called the Calciopoli. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
No, I know about it. Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
I would never accept any less from you, Super sub. You're a treble winner after all.
Hey, man. Manchester is blue.
Hey, congratulations.
Can people see you just because you won the treble?
Not a chance.
All right, Marco, thank you very much. That was your last word. Your last word, treble winner.
No, and I'm just happy that Pep finally got his third Champions League. You know, because I think he really deserves it. You know, having worked so hard with that team, you know, I think the gods of football have finally answered him, you know.
No, the gods of football gave him a pep talk. Anyway, I'm sad. Rest in peace, Clive Barker. I'm mad because Man City won a treble. I'm bitter like that. And I'm angry because football in South Africa is not going anywhere.
Can I just ask one last question?
I just went a feet further.
Marco,
11 feet down.
does Cancelo now get the Champions League medal?
No. He's not
He can get the Premier League because he played 17 games.
He can't get Champions League.
Because he left in Jan, and there's Maximo Peroni that was registered.
He played for Bayern in the knockouts, did he not?
That's true.
He did.
So he can't get.
By virtue of that, it's disqualified.
He can't get.
But the Premier League, it's up to Pep.
Yeah, it's ask
It's
Andy Leja.
up to the club to distribute those medals.
Did
Yeah.
Andy Leja get a DSTV Premiership medal?
Hey, man.
Or must we go to Mateti and ask him?
Or to,
Or must we buy a bike and...
or to your nearest tops. I'm out of here.
This has been ONSIDE. We out of here. And like Marco's doing. Rest in peace, Clive. Love you long time.